I was busy delivering food to several houses in the area. On one of those occasions, I received an order to deliver food to a house in a remote suburb. When I arrived at the house, I noticed that it was very dark and quiet. The atmosphere was eerie, and I felt that there was something strange in the air. I decided to take a quick look around to make sure I was in the right place. As I knocked on the door, a man opened it, and he looked strange and covered in blood. I felt shocked and terrified at the sight of this horrifying scene. I didn't know what was happening or what might have occurred in the house. The man, who had visible signs of injuries, seemed disturbed and disoriented. I wondered why he was in such a state and what had happened to him. But I couldn't find the words to express my shock and fear. The man started speaking with a shaky voice and using incomprehensible phrases. I had no idea what he was saying. I remembered my emergency response training and decided to act with caution and composure. I asked the man to leave the food on the ground and took a step back, trying to distance myself as much as possible. I told him that I would call the police to help him and that the best thing he could do was to stay calm. Suddenly, the man interrupted me with a loud and chilling voice, saying, "Please, don't leave me alone here. There's something evil lurking around me." I could see the intense fear and despair in his eyes. I felt fear engulfing me, and I didn't know how to handle such a terrifying situation. I felt a sense of empathy towards this strange and injured man and started thinking about how to help him. I began searching for my phone to call the police, but I couldn't find it in my pocket. I felt hopeless and lost, but at least I had my car, which I could use to escape. I decided to make my way back to my car and hurried towards it. At that moment, I felt like I was being followed, and there was something mysterious lurking in the shadows. I rushed into my car, quickly locked the doors, and started the engine. I felt a sense of relief and safety as the car started moving, as if I had escaped from something evil chasing me. Since that terrifying night, I decided not to deliver to any suspicious or mysterious houses. That experience served as a strong reminder of the importance of caution and personal safety when it comes to the job of food delivery. Over time, my fear subsided, and I prepared myself to face new challenges in my professional life, learning from those terrifying moments and dealing with them wisely and cautiously. I was craving a delicious burger, so I decided to order it through a fast delivery app. I didn't have any previous experience with this particular restaurant, but the customer reviews were good, so I thought I would give it a try. After a long wait, the delivery worker finally arrived. As soon as I opened the door, I noticed that he was peculiar from the very beginning. He had strange expressions on his face and a distorted smile. I could sense that there was something off about his behavior. The delivery worker started making weird and creepy jokes while handing over the burger. There was no smooth transition in his conversation, and he let out unnatural laughter. The atmosphere became extremely eerie, and I started feeling fear creeping inside me. I became increasingly uncomfortable and found it difficult to focus on the food. Every bite I took of the burger felt more repulsive. It was because of the delivery worker's strange behavior, peculiar speech, and movements. After the delivery worker finished handing over the food, he approached me in a very odd manner and started speaking in an incomprehensible way. His words were cryptic and confusing, causing my fear and anxiety to escalate. I felt as though he was observing me in a peculiar manner, further intensifying my state of horror. Once the delivery worker completed the transaction and prepared to leave, I felt a slight sense of relief knowing that he would be gone soon. However, I had a strong desire for him to leave as quickly as possible. I politely bid him farewell and thanked him for the delivery. As soon as the delivery worker disappeared from sight, I felt a slight improvement and was finally able to consume the burger I had ordered. However, the horror I experienced didn't completely dissipate. I remembered the unsettling conversations and strange laughter, as well as those unsettling moments during the food delivery. Since then, I have become more cautious when ordering food for delivery. I prefer to ensure the credibility and reputation of the restaurant and the delivery service before placing an order. I still carry peculiar and eerie memories related to that night, but I hope that the experience was just an exception and that the delivery worker was merely an eccentric individual with no ill intentions. It was a dark night with cold weather, and I had to deliver a pizza to a house in a remote suburb. The road was long and unfamiliar to me, but I wasn't worried. I was excited to deliver the delicious food to the customers. When I arrived at the designated location, I noticed that the house was abandoned and neglected. I decided to take a quick look at the map to make sure I was in the right place. That's when I noticed a terrifying old lady standing in the window of the dilapidated house. The old lady looked eccentric and extremely frightening. She had creepy eyes and long, white hair cascading over her wrinkled face. As I looked at her, I felt a shiver run through my body, and fear overcame me. Suddenly, the old lady started moving in a strange and unnatural way. I saw her dancing aimlessly and manipulating the bodies of dolls around her. She made eerie and terrifying sounds, as if she was talking to herself in an unintelligible language. I felt panic and the urge to escape from that horrifying place. I quickly rushed back to my car and fled from the abandoned house as fast as I could. My heart was pounding, and the tremor of fear consumed me. Since then, I decided never to deliver pizza to any more abandoned houses. That experience was terrifying enough to warn me about the danger of entering a dark and deserted place without knowing more about it. Once I regained my composure and the level of fear subsided, I decided to report what I had witnessed in the abandoned house to the police. I recounted in detail the story of the terrifying old lady and her strange behavior. They were interested in this information and promised to investigate the matter. I made sure to continue my work in delivering food with caution and vigilance, ensuring that I deliver orders to real customers in their safe homes.